Goals, my friend, are incredibly important in your business, not only for your growth, but also to keep you laser focused on what's most important. I'm Amy Porterfield, ex-corporate girl turned CEO of a multi-seven-figure business. But it wasn't all that long ago that I lacked the confidence, the budget, and the time to focus on growing my small but mighty business. Fast forward past many failed attempts and lessons learned, and you'll see the business I have today. One that changes lives and gives me more freedom than I ever thought possible. One that used to only exist as a daydream. I created the Online Marketing Made Easy podcast to give you simple, actionable, step-by-step strategies to help you do the same. If you're an ambitious entrepreneur or one in the making who's looking to create a business that makes an impact and a life you love, you're in the right place, friend. Let's get started. Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Online Marketing Made Easy. I've got a question for you. Do you ever feel overextended as an entrepreneur? I know the answer had to be yes, right? Don't make me feel like I'm alone here because my answer is 100% yes. And definitely by my own making. For me, overextension comes from FOMO, fear of missing out. And although I'm so much better than I used to be, let's say 5 or even 10 years ago, I still struggle with this at times. Over the years, I've discovered that one of the biggest secrets to successful entrepreneurship and avoiding burnout is your ability to say no to things that might seem exciting or hit your ego in a certain way, but don't align with your long-term goals. I think this is maturity and strategic. When you can say no to things, even though they're exciting or again, they stroke your ego, but they don't align with your long-term goals. So that means that you replace FOMO with JOMO. Have you ever heard of JOMO? Joy, or at least acceptance of missing out. Joy of missing out. For me, it'd be more acceptance. I don't think there's going to be much joy there. So goals, my friend, are incredibly important in your business, not only for your growth, but also to keep you laser focused on what's most important. In my business, I have both yearly goals, and then we take those yearly goals and we create quarterly goals. And I found these to be super helpful when it comes to staying on track and saying no to the things that do not align with my big goals. Because every time a new opportunity comes up, whether it's a speaking engagement, a new product idea, a partnership of any kind, I ask myself, does this invitation or opportunity, business trip or whatever it is, align with my goals? And I'm talking about my quarterly and yearly goals. I'm not even looking out 5 years, but you can do that as well. I'm just really simplifying it to the goals right in front of me right now. To be honest, 90% of the things that come your way as an entrepreneur probably will not align with your goals. And where most people, especially beginner entrepreneurs, get a little bit stuck is saying yes to everything. Because let's be honest, when we're new in entrepreneurship, we don't know yet what's going to work, what doesn't work, what we like, what we don't like. And sure, I feel that's fair for like the first 2 years to say yes to more things than you say no to. But at a certain point, you've got to get out of that. I'll admit it's easier said than done because a lot of the opportunities that come your way will boost your ego, even just a little bit. Let's be real. Who doesn't like that, right? So for me, an example of this is speaking at conferences. In the first 5 years of my business, I spoke at many conferences where the attendees had nothing to do with my ideal customer avatar. I remember being on stage and I was speaking to a bunch of real estate agents. Now, some real estate agents will want to create a course. They didn't even know about courses in this audience. And they looked at me like I had two heads and not one person asked a question after my talk. Like I got off stage and usually when I hit the audience well with the right topic, right message, I get off stage and I get mobbed with people that are like, oh my gosh, this totally resonated with me, or I've got a question about what you said. I got off stage and one wanted to talk to me because my message was so far left for what they were learning at that conference. It was ridiculous and embarrassing. But I said yes because one, they were paying me and I wanted the money, which is nothing wrong with that, right? But two, I just didn't want to miss out. Like, you want me? You think I'm good enough to be on stage? Okay. Like, that's a very normal mentality in the beginning, but I don't think it serves us. And just to be clear, I've never wanted to be a speaker. So it's not like I was just like getting the experience of speaking because I want to be a world-renowned speaker. I have no interest in that. But I said yes because I didn't want to miss out. FOMO is a real thing, and it does come up for me even to this day. But when you let FOMO get the best of you, you overextend yourself. And what happens with overextension as an entrepreneur is you start to get resentful of that opportunity or that person or heck of your business as a whole. When you feel resentful, you absolutely have likely overextended yourself. I really do believe that. At least it's been very true in my own experience. And then I think worse yet, you're just mad at yourself for saying yes. Like, I've been there. I'll tell Hobie, I am so mad at myself that I said yes to this. And he'll say, why did you say yes? And if I'm being honest, because I didn't want to miss out. So-and-so was also going to be there, or it was really prestigious. It would look good, all the wrong reasons. So if I had to share my biggest piece of advice when it comes to avoiding burnout as an entrepreneur, it would be to check whatever opportunity presents itself against your quarterly and yearly goals. And if you are so bold to have like a 3 or 5 year plan, check it against that as well. I think that's the baller move right there. I don't do that enough. The person and business I want to be and have in 5 years, would she say yes to this opportunity right now to get her there? Whoa, that is powerful. Let me say it one more time. Let's say I do have 3-year goals. I don't have 5-year goals, but I have a 3-year vision. Let's say an opportunity came up today. And the question I ask myself is, the business that I plan to have in 3 years and the person I plan to be, well, saying yes to this opportunity today, get me there faster. And I'm going to say 99% of the time, the answer is no. Now, the challenge here is you can't be 100% sure. You could probably always make an argument, but let's not let the argument be exposure. I have a good friend that says exposure never pays the bills, and I agree with that. And also, that's a really slippery slope. Just because you got exposure doesn't mean you got more leads or more sales. So I think we need to be a little bit more strategic than this is great exposure. When you find yourself saying that a lot, red flag in my book. Now, I know that some opportunities are going to come your way and they just sound fun. And if you want to say yes because that sounds fun, great, do it. But also ask the question, because we're grown-ups here, right? And we're running serious businesses. If you're going to say yes because it just sounds fun, and I've absolutely done that before, you have to ask the question, what's not going to get done if I do this? And then if you're okay with that, go on with your bad self and have a great time. But there is a hard truth to face that more often than not, when you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. So what are you willing to stop, pause, or delay to go do what you want to do? And I think the grown-up thing here is just being honest with it and absolutely go have fun, but just be honest with yourself that something is not going to get done or on time or whatever it might be. And look, not overextending myself is something that has taken me a long time to master. I absolutely think I'm there now. I have seasons that things get a little heated up, but on a whole, I do not feel overextended anymore. And I think over the years, my priorities have drastically shifted. I would rather spend time with my family or spend time in Nashville than get on a plane and go on a business trip. I used to love going to conferences and speaking on stages and networking, but after doing it for so many years, it just doesn't even appeal to me. I also know when I do things like that, I come back super tired or overwhelmed or out of my routine. I sound like I'm getting so old, but I am. I am getting older and I don't like to be out of my routine, especially when it comes to my mental health and my physical health. But that's me. You might feel so different about that. Just get clear on what's important to you, what your values are, what you are going to prioritize. For me, I've discovered that right now, less information and less stimulation is better for me because I'm able to commit to those things that I want to do and take action on them. And probably the biggest thing for me right now is that I want to be home more than I want to be on the road. That is just true. Like I said, I'm in a place where I want more downtime. I want to take care of my physical and mental health and nurture all the relationships with my loved ones. I'm making a bigger effort to be a better friend this year. And so I want to pour into my friendships. And those are my priorities right now. Now, don't get me wrong. Work, business is a priority. And when I'm on, I am 100% on. But that doesn't mean I need to get on a plane to be profitable in my business. I don't need to speak on stages to be profitable in my business or to even get the quote exposure. I could do it right from the comfort of my home, which is what I teach all my students to do as well. But I want to be clear, there was a time where I couldn't wait to be at that conference. It was so fun for me. I was learning new things and experiencing new things. I'm just in a different season. Get clear on the season you're in, get clear on your values, your priorities, your goals, what matters most. Remember that when you say yes, you're saying no to something else. Very important. And when you say no to something else, you might feel some FOMO, but that doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means you're making a decision to move closer to your goals. I think this is a thing you got to check in with yourself every year. Next year, I might be telling you, I can't wait to get on the road. I'm stir crazy. I want to shake things up. But right now, that is not the truth. And so I've got to just step into that. So on that note, right now, I want you to ask yourself a couple of questions that can help you define what it is that you want. Ask yourself, what's most important to me? Where do I want to spend my time? How do I want to show up? Am I spending my time on the things that aren't serving me or my business? What are my short-term goals, like in the next few months, long-term goals in the next year, maybe a 3-year goal? Get clear on that so that you can make sure that your decisions are aligned with that. By having these things defined, you'll be better equipped to say no when opportunities that aren't aligned come your way. You can stay focused on your priorities and avoid overextending yourself. All right, my friend, I just want you to do you. So I shared a lot about me in this episode, and I try not to make everything all about me. I want to make it about you. So I just want you to reflect on what is best for you, and then catch yourself the next time that you're saying yes to something that later on down the road you feel resentful about. Catch yourself and ask yourself why you said yes to it. I think the answer to that could shed a lot of clarity for you. All right, I will see you on Thursday for more entrepreneurial goodness. Bye for now.